Well, once again, it's on. You are in tune to the KnoItAllz podcast, and you have got your boys with you. We got Big Tate. What is up, Tate at Tate Boy Fresh? How you doing, man?
What's up, Mon? I'm doing good, man. Just ready for another Sunday evening chopping it up with my homies, man. Let's get it in.
Oh, rolling with the homies. About to get it going. What is up, Big G? Big G.
Man, Ma was quoting that Summer Vacation by that Cube. He don't know nothing about that, man. That was before his time. He was still a young pup, wet behind the ears, before he could understand what Ice Cube was talking about, a young man's summer vacation.
Listen, man, we are about to get it in, man. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and I'm not talking about Christmas. It is football season, my guy. And, man, definitely we're going to get into some sports talk. But before we do, make sure you like and subscribe. Like us and subscribe like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch, so that when we go live, definitely you will be there. And you'll get that alert saying that your boys is on and we're about to get it in, talking about some sports, man. But before we do that, man, let's get into this. And again, you are in tune to the KnoItAllz podcast, and you're watching with your usual suspects, your boys. Listen, we're going to talk NFL preview because definitely we get into it. But before we do, man, both of our teams had a game last night. I am interested in hearing everybody's perspective on this, man. Big G, talk to me about how you feel the Steelers did last night.
I think we were marginal. I think it's – well, let me just say this. I said this in our private chat, and I really do believe as far as 1, 2, 3 quarterbacks, we have the best 1, 2, 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. First team, second team, third team. But I do have some concerns and worries a little bit with that offensive line, a little bit with the linebacker opposite of Miles Jack. But I think overall, do we have a team right now that can contend for our division? Absolutely. I'm extremely impressed with the rookies, everybody from Warren to Kenny Pickett to George Pickens you name it. Anybody that's a rookie out there, I'm extremely impressed. And I really do believe that the future is bright for what's going on over there when them three rivers come together. And that black and gold and that black and yellow are going to be swinging some towels in the near future. And I think maybe possibly for a Super Bowl within the next 2 or 3 years.
That's big talk. And what about you, Tate, man? Talk to me, man. How do you feel about how you guys performed last night?
I have to agree with Big G, man. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, we won the weighted moments of the game. We won the last 2 minutes of the first half, and we won the last 2 minutes of the second half. Outside of that, we was outplayed everywhere you look. You know, the Jacksonville defensive front, which is a very good front. They got a lot of first round pedigree talent up there. They got the boy they drafted last year from Georgia.
Yeah, Walker.
They got the what's his name?
Walker. His last name's Walker.
Yeah. Travion Walker. They got Allen, who they drafted a year or two ago out of Kentucky. Chavion from LSU.
Yeah.
Kason, they got Arden Key. So they got a lot of players up front, and they made our offensive line look bad. I'm not so much worried about the defense. They did get some runs, but T.J. Watt played 1 or 2 series. Cam Hayward didn't play. Alex Highsmith not playing. Minka Fitzpatrick played a series. So I think the defense will shore itself up. But the one thing we have to do is make a decision on the quarterback, and it could go either way between Pickett and Trubisky. And we have to get some rapport. We have the offensive line got to coalesce and come together better than what they have thus far.
Yeah.
I agree. So I agree with the offense because I watched the game on the replay, right? And I agree with the offensive line. I think Kenny Pickett is y'all starting quarterback by week 2. If Trubisky gets in trouble and has a bad game, I think he's on the short leash. I think Trubisky's good enough to be a game manager. If Najee is going off and just studding up those first couple of weeks, he'll be okay. And Kenny Pickett can continue to sit back and be the backup. But I mean, this guy, I believe y'all team has bought into him. He looks good. He has the swag and the moxie to carry the squad. That's the thing that I like about what I'm seeing with Kenny Pickett is he has that swag. He has that moxie to be able to keep up. And I dig it. I dig it, man. You could tell when a quarterback ain't got deer in the headlights going on. You know what I'm saying? And he does not have deer in the headlights. He is in command. He looks good. And I think I stand by what they said, that he was the most pro-ready quarterback in the draft. He looks like it. He looks like it to me. And definitely TJ is in the ball game. It's just ugly. So, I mean, he's a game changer. So, yeah, I think I stand by what I said. The Steelers are going to be pretty good this year. And they're going to win more games than, I think you guys have them winning. I think they'll be pretty good.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Man. Like I said, I just think that we're young. I mean, when your core is Najee Harris, Kenny Pickett, Freiermuth, Pickens, Claypool, Deontay Johnson, I mean, you're a bunch of babies.
The O-line is young too. Mason Cole, who they just got from Minnesota, he's 27. He's the oldest person, and Mitch Trubisky's 27. They're the oldest people on the whole offense.
Yeah, and we're just puppies, man. Really, when you really think about it. Now, defense is a little bit more seasoned, but still, in some positions, relatively young. So, we have to learn. See, the one thing, and I always say this about sports, and just as my belief, you have to, regardless of how much talent you have to learn how to win. And sometimes learning how to win means you got to go through adversity, right? So they're going to have to lose some games that they feel that they should have won. They're going to have to get in moments where, the big man on campus shows up that's inside of each one of them, and they're going to have to play through their competition. And they're going to have to overcome some adversity to show that they really can do what they do. Any champion has went through that. Nobody's never had anything given to them. And so I think that Pittsburgh, because they're so young and they're so talented, I hope that they don't fall into that ideology that they think that they can just give it to them. These boys going to have to work. But if they work, they got the talent to run it, man. They got the talent
I'm going to tell you something.
To dominate that division.
Claypool, Johnson, Pickens, that's a good wide receiving core. That's a really good wide receiving core, brother. They could cause problems. If they can get a quarterback to get them out there, they could really open that thing up like prom team miss for Najee Harris. And I'm telling you, literally, that's why I said this team's going to be better than you think. And they got a defense that can, kind of keep you around in ball games, and that's the sneaky thing about the NFL. If you really want to talk NFL and NFL football, you can't let NFL teams hang around for 3 quarters because anything can happen, right? And y'all have that type of defense that can allow you to hang around for 3 quarters. And once they hang around for 3 quarters, if y'all offense could go on a tear and score 3 touchdowns, it could get ugly. It could get ugly. Yeah. It could definitely get ugly. And kind of switching gears a little bit, we saw my Cowboys play. I'm not going to hang on my Cowboys really too much. The thing that I love about preseason football is that you get a chance to see the young guys mix it up. You know what I'm saying? You get a chance to see what the young guys got inside of them. You get a chance to see the type of hunger and fight. And the last thing I saw last night, you guys, trade bait. We got some trade bait. And I love it. And the most of our trade bait is coming from our defensive line. Our defensive line played really well last night. And we've got guys, expendable bodies over there. Some of them we're going to keep on the practice team, but we got expendable bodies to trade, if we need some extra pieces moving into the season. The biggest thing I want to talk about, Kevontae Turpin.
Yeah.
Kevontae Turpin, I don't care if it's preseason or not. You just don't take to a punt back and a kickoff back in an NFL football game.
Right.
You don't do it in the same game. You don't do it. It doesn't happen, and that's an extra gear of speed, and that's just an extra gear of talent that somebody has, man. And I mean, he's 5'7", runs a 4.3. I think he did a lot to win in a spot on that 53-man roster. I can't see him not taking everybody saying, well, he's not a receiver. He does enough to where he could run, he could run in arounds. He could definitely do that. And you can see him running those quick, the quick handoffs to the wide receivers. You can see a lot of those. What did you guys think about Kevontae Turpin last night?
Without a doubt, he made the 53-man roster for the Dallas Cowboys. And if they're foolish enough to cut him, about another 31 teams in the NFL is going to run and pick him up as soon as they cut him. Because the youngster, it has, like you said, value in the special teams that most NFL teams don't have. And I really do believe that he can help you guys. Now, the point is, and I said this already, that they're going to get the ball at the 30 to 35-yard line every time because they're not going to kick it to him on a kickoff. You'd be foolish to kick it to him. Now, in the punt game, they're going to kick it to him, and they're going to test his might and his will because of his size and his stature. But legitimately, the kid made the roster, and he's electrifying. I mean, really, to be honest, it's been a long time since I really was like, man, this kid actually made a roster off of a preseason performance. Last guy I remember that was Terrell Davis. I remember he showed up for the Broncos, and I was like, who in the heck is this dude out of Georgia running down and smashing people on kickoff returns and, just making little spectacular plays? Well, now I see this Turpin kid, and I'm like, yeah, he's legit. So congratulations to him being the USFL MVP and now moving over to the NFL. Congratulations. Hard work paid off for that young man. Paid off. And he might be here to stay at least for 2 or 3 years.
I think so. What do you think, Tate? Watching Turpin.
I fell asleep on the game, man, but I saw the highlights. And dude is nice. You was talking about him. You were talking about him when he first signed, and so you was already ready for him to come be an impact player, splash maker. He's come in and done that. I know you probably knew about him before the USFL because he's from TCU, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He killed Texas a couple times.
Yeah. I mean, I think his role is as a special teamer. I don't see him get on the field as a receiver all that much. They might have some jet sweeps or something. They might put in the offense because he's such a playmaker for him. But he's definitely carved out a role in the special teams to be the kick and punt returner. And I mean, I like the talent. It puts me in mind of the, Big G, the Calvin Austin III, who the Steelers got. Same kind of stature. We drafted him in the 4th round. He ran a 4.29. He really was showing out in camp, but he got hurt before last week's first preseason game. He haven't got to play in the preseason game yet, but I think it's like a foot sprain, so hopefully he'll be okay for the first or second week of the season. But dude, Turpin is nice though.
Yeah, I agree.
Who was running kicks back for Dallas last year?
CeeDee Lamb.
Okay, yeah. So CeeDee Lamb being number 1 receiver. Now they got to get somebody to take him off that job.
Yeah, they got to take him off that job. Another thing with the Cowboys that was interesting. Will Greer came in and played last night. Showed what he could do. He's about to get Cooper Rush off that number 2. I said it earlier that Cooper Rush is not it, and Will Greer showed some pop in the offense. And then we showed the other running back battle. We got Tony Pollard, we got Ezekiel Elliott, and there's two comparable running backs that are sitting behind those two, and one of those is gonna make somebody else's 53-man roster. I definitely believe that. But like I said, I do have to say this. And then I'm going to get off of the Cowboys. We're going to start reviewing the NFL. Man, Marquise Bell from Florida A&M Rattlers, an unsigned free agent, We got him, undrafted free agent. Excuse me, undrafted free agent. We got him. He came in and he is not getting off the field. This kid's gonna make the 53. I'm gonna tell you, he's nice back there.
Safety, right? Safety.
Yeah, he's nice back there at safety. He won't be able to take, big guy, Curse. He won't be able to take Curse's job. But I'm gonna tell you, when I say that this guy's a big hitter, he comes up with bad intentions. And I mean, hey, look, and I love the fact that he's from HBCU, Florida A&M. Yeah. He's from FAMU, and man, he's coming up. Woo, he's coming up laying the wood. He's coming up laying the wood. So it was good to see that. Definitely good to see that.
Yeah, for sure. Dallas, like I said, for them not playing ones and twos, they have depth, and they're just like Pittsburgh. It's going to be hard to cut down to that 53-man roster. Pittsburgh's got some hard decisions at skill positions, definitely. It's going to defensive back, wide receiver, and running back. It's going to be a hard deal for Dallas and Pittsburgh to cut players. So, maybe some of these guys some of these guys that we know can play. I look for them to get picked up by other teams.
Yeah, Kevin Joseph is one of them. I think Kevin Joseph is gone. So let's talk about this, you guys. We got Tom Brady has gone, but Todd Bowles, definitely said that he should be back early week before the first week of the season. How much do you think this is going to hurt Tampa Bay? How much do you think this is actually going to hurt Tampa Bay when we start talking about the NFC as a whole, and we're going to start with his division? How do you think it hurts Tampa Bay, Tate?
Well, come on, man. It's Tom Brady, man. He done been through training camps and practices, and this like his 21st year. He won't miss a beat, because I'm sure he's just not at the facility. I'm sure he's still getting his workouts in with his trainer, Alex, whatever his name is. He's getting his workout in. He's doing his thing. He's watching film probably. He's just not at the facility. Tom Brady won't miss a beat. Tampa Bay won't be hurt at all by him missing this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Brady's got Gronkitis. He doesn't. He's tired of it. I mean, really, to be honest, the shenanigans of the preseason and the preparation and all whatever else. I mean, we're talking about this guy spends probably just as much or close to the amount of money that LBJ spends on his body to get his mind right, his body right, physically ready to go. If you go back and look at pictures of Tom Brady from like his first 2-3 years in the league and look how he looks now physically, he looks like a completely different person. So he's got that Gronkitis. He's like, man, I don't need to be here. This is for somebody else's time to figure it out. They can do this, that, and this, and when I get here, y'all better be ready to roll, because I'm going to be ready to roll. And so and it's expected, because, I mean, we talking about the GOAT. The guy, he don't have nothing to prove to nobody ever, but I don't know if he's so much into that whole, because a lot of NFL teams have this, where the elder statesmen of the team are not so much into training the young guys on how to play, and so I think that wears on Tom Brady's mind and spirit too, because he's like, man, the guys that's behind me is trash, and I'm not wasting my time to have my mind caught up thinking the way you think. I know how to do what I need to do, so I don't need to be in a quarterback room battling every day to try to explain to you how Spider 2Y banana works every single time we run the play if you execute it the correct way. So, I feel him. It's Gronkitis. That's all it is. Then Tom Brady gonna be Brady, just like Tate said.
And listen, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna ask this question, but there have been questions asked when you were gonna get your corner time in, G. I think end of this episode we're gonna have to spend at least 5 minutes
out there. It's out there. It was talked about Big G and Steeler Nation, man. Steeler Nation know you owe corner time.
Check this out. Check this out.
Man,
The Steeler Nation and everybody else. I'll pay it when I pay it.
It ain't hard.
I'll pay it when I pay it. Just trust and believe it's gonna be in before football season. So if those
you only got one more week, bro.
Corner, nah, I'll be there. Just trust and believe before it's all said and done. G will be in the corner.
You got
the
one
right
more
way.
week, big bro.
Well,
G, I'm trying to show you it ain't hard, man.
I see how you doing, but I'm trust and believe I'm doing this on my time. And believe and tell me I'm gonna pay what I owe before the football season kick off. Because I got some other stuff. I got some other stuff that I want to bet to mod and all what we're gonna talk about today. So I gotta pay.
Hey, Big G, just spin around one time, show us what it's gonna look like.
Nah, I can't do that, man. I can't do that. I trust and believe that it's going to be paid before it's time for us to kick off the NFL season.
You done lost 4 of them, man. You got four times the corner time, man. And I mean, that's 20 minutes. That's 20 minutes.
That's a whole third of a show.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get. We've been talking for 20 minutes. I don't really believe that G's gonna get 20 minutes of corner time in before the season starts. I'll take 5 before I bet you again. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you get off. You're really gonna, before I bet you again, you're gonna have to give me 5 minutes.
Y'all sound like Shannon betting Mountain Dew. Shannon always in the hole.
Yeah, I can't do it, man. I won't let you go in the hole that deep. I won't bet you again until I get 5 minutes. I get 5 minutes and I'm ready.
Okay. Well, definitely believe me before, because there's some big bets going on. This is Alabama, Texas is coming. It's the Cowboy season. So yeah, I'm gonna pay because I need some of that action. Because believe me, when it's time to pay, it's gonna be time to pay, especially from mine. And you can get any action you want.
Hey, but I think
a lot of times we think the same way on a lot of stuff, man.
The thing about me is I'm gonna pay mine right then. When I lose, I'm gonna pay mine. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Right then, I'm gonna pay it. Because I don't like being behind. I don't like being behind.
I got you.
So Tristan Wirfs, was the injury serious enough to where Tampa Bay should be concerned at all with Tristan Wirfs' injury?
Could be. Well, it depends on what the results of all the X-rays and MRIs and all that stuff is. But we'll know further information no later than Monday because they said they have an evaluation. But I mean, he's a piece, but it's not so critical. If they lose him, it's over. They lost their center. They lost their center already, which is huge. So that's. But
you don't think Tristan Wirfs is right tackle, right?
Yeah.
Or is he the left?
Okay. He's the left tackle. But they'll be okay. They'll be all right,
that's
man.
That's a bronze tackle there.
They'll be all right, man. It's time. I ain't picking Tampa to go to the bowl anyway, so it don't matter to me. It don't matter to me. But yeah, it could be. But at the end of the day, Tampa's still gonna be okay.
All right, so let's go. Let's move along, man. Who are we picking for that NFC South? Who's gonna be the champion of that NFC South? Tell me why. Start with you, Tate.
I got Tampa, man, to win the NFC South. I mean, they'll win the South. You got too much firepower. I mean, they lost a couple offensive linemen, but Brady will make up for that himself. They picked up Julio Jones. He's gonna be motivated, be healthy, be a new weapon for Brady. They're gonna miss Gronk, but I think the other Cameron Brate gonna step up in his place, and you're gonna see a lot more from OJ Howard.
No, so, OJ Howard plays. OJ Howard's on a different squad. They got Kyle Rudolph.
Could they pick up Kyle? Yeah. Where'd OJ Howard go? Not that it matters right now. But
I saw him playing preseason the other night. I can't remember, but I saw him.
They lost Ronald Jones. I look for Fournette to be the workhorse. And that defense is just good. Ty Bowles not gonna have a team without a solid defense. So I look for Tampa Bay to win that division with New Orleans. The New Orleans Saints real close. They're not that far off. But I still got Tampa winning that the NFC West, the NFC South. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What about you, G?
Hey, Tate, OJ Howard plays for the Buffalo Bills. He's their second string tight end for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, exactly.
Not? Oh, Josh Allen.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I agree with Tate. I think that Tampa Bay, just because the talent 1 through 53, probably stands the best chance to win the division. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Saints gave them a legit run for the money. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if it came down to the last 1 or 2 weeks and one team has got 10 wins, another team's got 9 wins, and they got to fight it out during those last 2 weeks to see who wins the division. Because quiet as it's kept, the New Orleans Saints have some serious talent on their team, especially starting with that receiving core, that running back, and their defensive backs. They might have the best 4 defensive backs in the whole NFL on one team all together at the same time. So I like the New Orleans Saints. I think the Carolina Panthers is going to be competitive, but competitive maybe 6-7 games. And Atlanta. You get the first sign of the NFL show. Hot trash. Atlanta is in the CJ Stroud sweepstakes to get the number 1 overall pick for the 2023 NFL draft. The boys is hurting down there.
It's that bad, huh, Big G?
Oh, they hot trash, man. They hot trash. Yeah.
I agree with G. I think G is spot on. And it's not often I get a chance to say that, B-Dirt. G is spot on. I think he definitely hit everything that I would say about this division. Definitely is Tampa Bay's division to lose. I think the Saints are going to keep it close. Carolina can be competitive, but yeah, the Falcons is out of here. Yeah, they don't have a wide receiver number 2. They're working, trying to figure out quarterback issues. Yeah, and the defense ain't that great. They can't stop the run. They out of here. You know what I'm saying? They because Tampa Bay and New Orleans are gonna run. They're gonna gash them. They're gonna gash them every time they play. So and quiet as kept, Carolina is even gonna gash them. You know, I think McCaffrey. This is to you guys who are playing fantasy football. McCaffrey's made a full recovery, sir. If y'all want to get him, get him.
He make a full recovery every year, though.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't think he'll be hurt.
So, quick fantasy fact: Christian McCaffrey in the last 4 seasons has never played the full schedule. So it is what it is.
Hey, but he's
never played the full.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't spend a high pick on him, but he's gonna give you some points. He's gonna give you some points while he's there, though.
Well, I mean, that's just it. His production when he's on the field warrants a first-round draft pick. I mean, correct. I've seen publications right now currently for fantasy football this year where he's number 2 behind Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, I've seen it too. I agree.
That's nice. So NFC East. Let's go to NFC East. I'm gonna start with you, Big G. What do we have here? Who do you predict to be number 1 in this division, and who do you think is going to be right there at their heels?
I think it's a 2-man division. I think that the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys are legitimately going to fight for the division. I think it's going to come down to a couple of things. I think it's going to be on how much pressure you can get on the quarterback and how well the quarterback handles the pressure. So, I think that's what it comes down to, because I think they have weapons. I think Philadelphia, it's well documented that the Eagles have made some major changes and major strides. You pick up a guy like A.J. Brown. There's a questionable issue going on with Miles Sanders right now with an injury. They definitely have Devontae Smith. They got Ertz at playing tight end. They got the other guy playing tight end. They got a lot of weapons, right? Dallas is sort of the same thing, but they're sort of less as far as the wide receiver core. Defensively, Philadelphia made some major changes. They went through the draft and built their defense. The Dallas Cowboys, they got a kid that I think could possibly go down as be one of the defensive player of the year, Micah Parsons. So I think that those 2 teams is going to battle. I just think that when it gets down to at the end of the year, what team runs the ball the best? And currently I like Philadelphia's ability to run the ball more than I like Dallas's ability to run the ball. So I'll take the Eagles to win the division, but I think that both teams make the playoffs. I do believe that the Eagles and the Cowboys make the playoffs. The Giants, trash. I watched the Commanders, they're super trash. So it's not even a question if any of those teams. I wouldn't be shocked if both the Giants and the Commanders win less than 6 games. I would not be shocked if both of those teams are like 5 or 4 win teams, because they're horrible, and it's the reason why is because the quarterback play for both of those teams. I mean, Jones is horrible and Carson Wentz is horrible, man. So they have to definitely be upgrading. They might be in the CJ Stroud sweepstakes as well. But I definitely think it comes down to the Eagles and the Cowboys, and I give the Eagles a 1-up because of Miles Sanders' ability to run the football.
All right, Tate, what do you think? NFC East, what we got? And B-Dirt said Zach Ertz is in Arizona.
Yeah, correct. Zach Ertz traded Arizona here, but they had the other tight end. Goddard.
Yeah.
Which is why they let Ertz go. But I got it being between Philly and Dallas, like Big G said. But I like Philly. to win it. I think they're going to be a lot better this year. Jalen Hurts is going to take a huge step up in his second year as a full-time starter. You got A.J. Brown, Deontay Smith on the outside with Goddard. Then you got the running backs. You got Miles Sanders. You got the little dude, Boston Scott. He's really good, man. And then O-line defense going to be much better with they drafted the big kid Jordan Davis from Georgia, and Kobe Dean going to be playing linebacker. He's a first-round talent they got like in the third round because whatever medical issues he had that, he fell to the third round. And they still got the cornerback on the outside, a shutdown corner, the dude from Detroit. I forgot his name.
Slay.
Darius Slay. Yeah, Slay. So, but Dallas going to be right there too. I'm not as high on either one of them as you with Dallas getting 13 or 14 wins. I think the winner of that division is 11 wins, 11-6 who's going to win that division.
Yeah.
I hear you. And I'm speaking. I take my fanboy off. I even get in front of the star. I take my fanboy off, and I'm just telling you, having watched the team the way that I have during preseason, watched because the youngsters. It's the youngsters that got me saying what I'm saying. The wide receiver core is producing, and they're not like just balls against the wall, balls out. Producing, but they're producing, and they don't have their quarterbacks that's giving it to them. Like I'm drawing a blank. Number 3, Dennis Houston, against the Chargers in practice was giving them the business. You know what I mean? Even called a Hail Mary from Dak in the very end. CD had he didn't practice. He had a foot thing that he was sitting out with, and CD has been killing. I think CD himself is going to be going to have a 1,200, 1,300 yard year. Barring injury from him and Dak, he has 1,300 yard year. And then, the tight ends are looking great. I'm surprised. There's 2 of them that's really caught my eye. We still got my man, our starting tight end. He's there. Gosh, I'm forgetting his name, but Hendershot is in my mind. Hendershot and the guy we got from Dalton Schultz. Yeah, Dalton Schultz is still there, but you got Hendershot who's faster than all of them and who's catching the ball really well. And then you got the Ferguson from Wisconsin who's catching the ball really well. So tight end, you're gonna be good. And then we got a weapon. I got to use this term that I borrowed from Big G when he was saying that the coach loved the kicker down there at Ohio State. We got the weapon in Kevontae Turpin, you know what I'm saying? And that's big. That changes field position. And then the defense. The defense is the thing that I think you guys are underestimating in the Dallas Cowboy land. That defense is going to be ferocious. When I say ferocious, I'm talking about lights out. Michael Parsons, you got him there. You still got a Tank on the other side. The defensive backfield with Diggs and Brown, all these guys have gotten better, right? Mm-hmm. And then you got youngsters who you can and Curse. All these guys have gotten better. And then you have youngsters who can come in and spot help and really get after it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Really get after it. Like I said, with Bell back there, and then Cox only played two quarters last night, but looked really, really good. Like I said, I don't see this I see this defense being the focal point of the team, and I don't see teams scoring over 21, 28 points on it. That's just not going to happen. And speaking of right on cue, Cincy hanging 40 on Dallas in week 2. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Get him, B-Dirt. Get him, B-Dirt.
That's not going to happen, B-Dirt. So I take Dallas to win this division. I think Philly's going to be second. I think Philly may have, 9 or 10 wins, but they're going to be second. I think they're improved. Still that it's a one or two team race, and that team is Dallas first, Philly second. So let's move to the NFC West. The NFC West, you guys. Let's talk about that, and I'll let you start, G. Who you got on the NFC West?
Man, this is a hard one because the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams is in that division. But I saw two teams in the offseason make some aggressive moves with what they had in-house and what they acquired. And I like the 49ers. I like the Arizona Cardinals. I like the quarterback play. And I also know that it's hard to repeat as a Super Bowl champ. Now, do they have probably the most dominating defensive lineman in the last 15 years of football in Aaron Donald? Yeah. Do they have probably the best wide receiver in the NFL? Yeah. But do they hold up under the pressure of being able to repeat as Super Bowl champs? I don't think so. I can't. And then you go to the other two teams. You got Trey Lance, you got Kyler Murray. Who's the guy? Who's going to show up and show out? I got to call an upset special, man. The Arizona Cardinals win the NFC West. They win the West. But I do think that they get 3 Super Bowl teams out of the NFC West. I'm not Super Bowl playoff. I think that the 49ers, I think that the Cardinals, and I think the Rams all make the playoffs. But I like the Arizona Cardinals, and I like Kyler Murray, and I like what they got going on out there at Arizona. The only thing is, what will Kingsbury do when the pressure's on? Because he showed that they can win games. He showed that they can beat quality teams. But when the pressure's on, what does Kingsbury do? Does he still go pass happy, or does he start handing that ball off and playing solid defense? So I'm calling the Cardinals. The team probably might not agree with it, but that's just how I see it.
I mean, I like it. I like
it. The team as a who? The Cardinals don't agree with you?
No, I said the team. Talking about my team right here that I'm sitting with the know-it-alls.
I thought you were talking about the Cardinals don't agree with you. They know they ain't finna win that division. That's the Rams division, man, from my perspective, man. Cardinals gonna be good. They're a wild card team. I kind of like them. I like San Francisco a lot, but I kind of like the Cardinals just a little bit over them, just because the experience factor between Kyler Murray and Trey Lance. But
so before you say this, we have a comment for one of our watchers, Elijah McNeil. He said Cooper Kupp is built different, and he said Trey Lance hasn't proved anything yet, and Kyler drops in production in the latter half of the season.
That's true. He right on every point.
Yes, he is. Absolutely. It's just my gut is telling me to them Cardinals. But Tate, you go ahead, do your thing, bro.
No, I said what I thought. I got Rams, Cardinals, 49ers, and they could get 3 teams in. I mean, I don't see any of them teams winning less than 10 games. And you got Seattle bringing up the rear, fighting with the Atlanta Falcons for the C.J. Stroud sweepstakes.
Yeah, for sure.
Go CJ. Go CJ. Yeah, man. I agree. I think, but I'm gonna have to go with the Rams. I got the Rams here, and then I got the Cardinals. Then I have the 49ers. I think it's a strong division. I don't know if they get 3 in. I definitely know they're gonna get 2. I don't know about the third one. Strong division though, and I say the Rams, the Cardinals, and I almost could ride with you, man, but like I said, I just can't go away from that defense that they have. And then I'm gonna be honest with you, the wide receivers that they have, they still got talent at the wide receiver position. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to be honest with you, that Rams team is loaded. So we'll move now to the AFC. So let's start.
No, you forgot that the NFC North.
Oh, I did forget the North. I'm sorry about that. So let's go to NFC North. Let's talk about it. NFC North, we've got the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings. I'm gonna start with Tate. Tate, who's winning this division?
I'm gonna give you my big G burner.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, I knew it.
Like
Tate, because I've been thinking about him, but go ahead. I've been thinking about him.
I'm not sure. Their new coach, I forget his name. but he's from the Rams.
Yes.
And he was their offensive coordinator. He's going to come in and implement an offense similar to what the Rams have. It's going to be a mixture of run and pass. I think Zimmerman, the former coach the past 5 years, never really liked Kirk Cousins, And so, but with Kirk Cousins and Thielen and Jefferson, and they drafted somebody. I forgot who they drafted. They got a nice third receiver from the draft. And the tight end's about to come into his own. The kid, help me out, Big G. What's his name? Played at Alabama. Irv Smith, right?
Irv Smith Jr.
Irv Smith. And they got a decent line. I think their defense is gonna be really good. And I think Green Bay's gonna be down for lack of receivers. And just, like they went 13-3, I think, the past 3 years in a row. Not gonna happen this year. I think that Minnesota gets it done this year. And Detroit's gonna be a lot better. And I'm sorry, Payday, but Chicago Bears gonna be bringing up the rear.
Hey man, look, we have two comments, but we're gonna talk about this. Elijah McNeil asked, "Did y'all talk about the Commanders yet? Because Sam Howell has been killing it in preseason and in camp, and provides great competition for Carson Wentz." I'm gonna tell you like this: he's still a rookie, but he has been killing it in preseason and in camp. I think he takes Carson Wentz, Jay, but they still don't have enough. He's
take Carson Wentz win when they like 4-8.
Yeah, when they 4-8 end of the season.
Yeah. Okay, I thought you meant like now.
No. No, he's not gonna get his job now. But probably at the end of the year they're gonna be like, hey, got nothing to lose.
And I live here in the DC area, and I hear people talk about how well Sam Howell has been playing. I haven't seen the Commanders play this year, but I know Sam Howell, if he had came out 2 years ago, he would have been the first quarterback taken. So they probably got a steal. The Commanders did, but I think they traded away some assets for Carson Wentz to the Colts.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're gonna play Howell anytime soon.
Correct.
B-Nerd said Kirk Cousins' mom doesn't even like Kirk Cousins. You're wrong for that. You're wrong for that. I think Kirk Cousins is not a bad quarterback at all. He's not a bad quarterback. So Big G, who you got in the North?
I'm riding with the Vikings. I watched them play once.
Come on over, Big G.
I watched them play. I watched. Listen, let me explain this. When you have Jordan Jefferson and Dalvin Cook, you can't be trash. That's just, I don't. When you have Adam Thielen, Jordan Jefferson, and Dalvin Cook, you cannot be trash. The issue is, does the defense show up and play the way that they're capable of playing? They have an exotic mind as a new head coach that can definitely change the way that they get the ball to players in that offensive scheme. But the issue is, do the Vikings take enough steps forward, and do the Packers take enough steps back? So I think that the Vikings might have taken at least 2 steps forward, and I think the Packers might have taken 2 steps backwards. So that's why I'm thinking that the Vikings can win 10 games, possibly 11 games, and I think the Packers can win 10 games, possibly 11 games. And I really like the fact that they have an opportunity. And Minnesota has a favorable schedule. Even though they play the same team sort of the same way, the home and aways are more favorable for the Vikings than they are the Packers. The Packers play a lot of games on the road, hard games on the road this year. So I like, including they got to go to Dallas. So I like the fact that the Vikings could possibly upset and win their division this year and be a legit opportunity to maybe go to the play. We go to the Super Bowl in the NFC. Legit. It's all based on what Cousins does. It's all based on him.
Go ahead, read that comment, Tate.
I agree with Sports Casual on half of it. Kirk Cousins is still an elite level QB. Agreed. Yeah. And is borderline Hall of Fame. Put up the fire, Ma. That's fire. That's a big G right there.
That is a burner. That's a hot take, Sports Casual. I can't agree with you on that. I can't agree that he's a Hall of Famer. I can't agree that he plays at an elite level.
Yeah,
At times, Kirk Cousins is a barn burner, and I think definitely. It's unanimous here, you guys. We are picking the Vikings to win the North.
You too?
I think the Packers will be at second, but I'm gonna be like this though. Detroit is on the Packers' heels. Detroit stay healthy, and they're on the Packers' heels because they've got a great running back. They got a receiver down there that the quarterback can work with. I don't think that they're that bad. They're that far away. Let's just see if they stay healthy. Who knows, man? Who knows?
Y'all been watching the Hard Knocks?
I ain't had a chance to watch Hard Knocks yet.
I like Detroit. That coach Dan Campbell. He's a good fiery coach. He fits what the city of Detroit is.
Yeah.
The culture, the grit, the toughness. I think Detroit's gonna have a good season too.
Yeah, I thought he was a rah-rah guy to start out with, Tate, until I started watching it. And this guy knows X's and O's on defense. And I'm gonna tell you, who might be the rookie of the year, it might be that Aiden Hutchinson kid. That kid can play. I had issues with him because he was from that team up north and that ugly blue and yellow. But man, that kid can actually play football, man. And I think he's gonna put him in position to make plays. Or from a defensive line standpoint, that's going to transition and cause some problems. So don't be shocked if Detroit wins 6, 7, maybe even 8 games. Don't be shocked if the Lions win.
Don't be shocked at all. And you know what? So switching, let's go to the North, man. The division you guys seem to run, the AFC North. Who we got as the AFC North champions?
Tay, you got it. You got it, man. I'm gonna see what you're talking about, man. Because I don't think me and you.
Hold on 1 second before we even start. The Sports Casual said Kirk Cousins, when he's playing in a non-televised game, is top 3.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Kirk Cousins puts up good numbers and plays good football. He doesn't beat them. Is he electrifying? But he plays good football. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
Yeah. So Tate, AFC North, who we got?
I'm gonna take off my fanboy hat, man. As much as I always say the Steelers, we've never finished last in that division in the history of the AFC North. Never, not once. Just so all you Ravens, Bengals, and Browns fans know, we've never been in the bottom. Well, I know it. We never had a losing record since 2003. 20 years of non-losing football. The next closest team is the Kansas City Chiefs, and then 2012 was their last losing season. But we're talking about the AFC North, man. I'm going to go ahead and give it – I'm going to pick – this division can go any way. The only team not going to win is Cleveland, and that's because Deshaun Watson suspended. But I'm going to pick not the Jinxes, not because I don't believe we can do it. I'm going to pick the Baltimore Ravens to win the division, and the Steelers and Bengals fighting for that second place in that wild card spot in the playoffs this year.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So, Big G, you up to bat?
I thought long and hard about this pick, man. I thought long and hard. Who do I go with? Who do I ride with? Who's going to do what they need to do to get over the top to win the division? There's something special about that number 8 kid for Pittsburgh. There's something real special about him. And I think that Tomlin knows it. I think the front office knows it. And I think they got to insert him. And if they insert that kid, he's going to do something special in Pittsburgh. So I hate to sound like a homer, but I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers win the AFC North. It's going to be a dogfight. I think that the top 3 teams are all going to be between 11 wins and 9 wins. I think the Bengals will win between 11 and 9. I think the Baltimore Ravens will win between 11 and 9. But there's something special about that number 8. There's something real special about him, man.
Lamar Jackson?
No, I'm talking about in the black and gold.
Oh.
And his last name is Pickett. And I think there's something real special. And they got to get him on the field. And once they get him on the field, there's something special that's going to happen. There's just something real special about him, man. I didn't believe it until I I saw it. I heard the pre-draft stuff. I heard about his hands and all. And I'm watching this kid play. And I'm like, man, this kid can play football. Only thing that's different for of course, because I played college football, I played high school football and all whatever else. I started at those levels, right? The game speeds up. And I don't think that the game is speeded up for Pickett. I think that he's still in what he can see, what he recognizes, and what he can do. The game still played at the same speed. And that speaks volumes as being ready to play in an NFL game. Will teams run exotic blitzes and all that other crap against him? Of course they will. And they're going to try. They're going to say, Najee's not beating us, Pickett. You got to do it. But if I got Pickett and I got Freiermuth, I got Miles Austin, I got Deontay Johnson, I got Chase Claypool, and I got George Pickens, I'll go into battle. I'll go in and fight anybody you want to fight because I think that they're going to show up and show out. So I'm picking the Steelers. And like I said, I think 3 teams will fight for an opportunity to get in the playoffs.
We got a comment from Elijah again. He said, as a Steelers fan, the Ravens fully healthy is clearly a 13-win team.
Ooh, no way. No way Baltimore wins 13 games. But that's a hot take. Give Elijah that flaming fire.
I don't think anybody in the division will win 13 games for the simple fact we're going to be beating on each other.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he's right, though, in the sense that Baltimore healthy is a problem. Baltimore as a healthy team is a real problem, a real problem. So it's not like he's wrong on that, but I do agree that you guys are going to beat each other up in that conference. Definitely going to beat each other up in that conference. So who we got is the second?
I said it's between Baltimore and Cincinnati that's going to fight. I said between all 3 of them, they're all going to win between 11 and 9 games. But I like the Steelers. I like the Steelers first, and then you could call it for second. It don't matter.
Sorry, got to tell you this. I'm sorry that I have to say this. It is. I think in this division, I say the Steelers, the Ravens, the Bengals. Period. Steelers, Ravens, Bengals. I think y'all are fighting for y'all playoff lives come the end of the season. I don't think that y'all are going to have this brilliant, miraculous season that you guys have had last year. I think that was a flash in the pan. I think offensive line wise, y'all are still going to have y'all woes, and every team defensive line in y'all division got better. You know what I'm saying? Every team's D-line in y'all's division got better. So let's hope the best for Burrow, man. I mean, Burrow's gonna need to be protected. And again, it's not that I'm saying y'all are a trash team, because you're not. You're really very talented. But I think the top-heavy teams got better. The Steelers got better. Their defense is really good, and they got better. The Ravens got healthy. So, that's something. And y'all beat the Ravens, and they were unhealthy. So you got to think about it. Y'all got to deal with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is a problem. He's not just somebody that you can just sit up in here and write off. I don't get that. He's a problem. And B-Dirt, see, he even agrees with me on the one of those. He just don't agree with me in the Ravens. On the Bengals. But I still say, Steelers, Ravens, Bengals. That's where it looks like. The Browns are not in this race, though. Browns are definitely not in this race. Losing Deshaun Watson really, really hurt. So let's go to the AFC. Let's go to the AFC South. Let's do that.
That's the easiest and quickest one to get done with.
Before we even get started with the AFC South, this division is this for the NFL. They need to break the AFC South up and do something different, because that is the most dumpsterous fire division I have ever seen in my life in football. I mean, if an AFC South game comes on TV, I might boycott the NFL that day, because they're all trash. Everybody in that division is trash. Yep.
Okay. So let's do this. You got the wheel first on this one, man. Talk to me. What AFC South?
I'm gonna keep it quick, clean, and efficient. I'm going to pick the Indianapolis Colts to win that division, and only because I believe in Matt Ryan a little more than I believe in Ryan Tannehill. So, but it's gonna be 10 wins to get that division. 10-7 wins that division.
Okay, so you the Titans have won 13-3 the last 2 years.
But that was when the rest of the South was garbage, like Big G said. Trevor Lawrence got another year under his belt, and now they got to play the Colts, not with Carson Wentz, with Matt Ryan, and the Houston Texans even a little better than they was last year.
Yeah,
and the Titans got to play schedule, so they got to play Buffalo, they got to play Cincinnati, and they got to play Kansas City. So
they got to go see Dallas too. So it's not gonna be a cakewalk.
Yeah, it's adios muchachos for them Tennessee Titans.
It's not gonna be a cakewalk. So who you got, G? Who you got in this division?
Quick, like Tay say, I like the Colts. I think Matty Ice got some stuff left in the tank. I think if y'all looking for fantasy sleepers and wide receiver, you might want to take a strong look at Pittman and Paris Campbell, because I think them boys are gonna be hitting. Everybody and their mom know about Jonathan Taylor. And the Colts got a really good defense too. So I think this year they overtake. They're not a Super Bowl contending team, but they definitely overtake the Tennessee Titans. And I wouldn't be shocked, and I'm being straight up with you. I wouldn't be shocked if Tennessee struggles this year, because I think that they got some bad stuff going on between the head of the organization and the coach of the organization, and who should line up behind center. I think that the ownership, it might be ready to hand that thing off to Willis no later than week 9 or week 10, especially if they have a horrible record. But I think that Vrabel is not going to do it, because Vrabel's guy is Ryan Tannehill. So I think there's, a lot of times when there's dissension in the ranks because a GM or an owner or a coach wants a different guy playing, I think that kills the chemistry, because Tennessee for years had chemistry guys. They had Julio Jones, they had A.J. Brown. They don't have a lot of chemistry guys right now to try to smooth that over. So I think that it becomes a glaring issue later on up the road. Like I'm talking about past week 10 between Willis and Tannehill. And I think that Willis is actually a better player, but he's just younger. So I think the reign of the Titans is over. And I look for the Colts to win the division.
I agree. I think we all agree on this one, and all agree everything except I think I got the Colts, I got the Titans, then I got the Jags, then I got Houston. You know what I'm saying? I think the Jaguars are going to be better than they were last year. So let's go the AFC West. Let's talk AFC West. What we got here, man?
Let's save that one for last. Go to the East real quick, because the West going to be the toughest division out of everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go AFC East. Let's go AFC East, and let's talk AFC East. Who you got? AFC East. Start with G. Who you got, man? We got the Patriots. Excuse me. Yeah, we got the Patriots, the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills. Who you got, G?
First of all, let me say this. The New England Patriots will finish last in the AFC East this year. I'm telling you right now, they're going to finish in last place. My first place team, and a team that I think can legitimately win the Super Bowl, is the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are freaking loaded. And they're not just loaded at 1, 2, 3 positions. They're loaded as a 53-man roster. So I think the Buffalo Bills is going to play football. I think there's going to be a little fight between Miami and the Jets for that second spot. The reason why is because Tua is trash. Wow. He can dink and dunk you to death. But to deliver a ball, and for y'all that like that Tyreek Hill stuff, man, don't look for it. He gonna dink and dunk, don't get me wrong. But to throw the ball 35 yards down the field or throw Tyreek Hill open, it ain't happening. He ain't got Pat Mahomes' arm. So Tyreek's gonna hit, for his little dink and dunk. Waddle hit for his little dink and dunk. If Zach Wilson is healthy, the Jets have took steps forward. They match offensively a high-powered offense. So I think the Jets will win 6-7 games. I think Miami might win 8-9, but it'll be right there. But the division is clearly the Buffalo Bills to win. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts. If Buffalo doesn't go to the Super Bowl, it's a wasted season. Barring injury. If they don't lose anybody, it's a wasted season.
Sports Casual said, "I'm sorry, what? Patriots and last in the same sentence."
Oh yes.
I mean, that's a hot take, G. That is
Hey.
a seriously hot take.
Especially in the same division with the Jets.
Yeah.
That's a hot take. I don't know that I can get with you on that one, man. My pick definitely is the Bills. I don't see how anybody can pick anybody else other than the Bills to win this division. The Bills are loaded. I mean, honestly, shout out to my roommate Blue. I know you out here watching, man, and you a Buffalo Bills fan. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you, y'all are loaded. My second place teams definitely, I think, going to be the Dolphins. Third will be the Patriots, and the last will be the Jets. Although I think the Jets make some movements forward, I don't see the Patriots being the doormat, and I only see the Patriots losing more games than the Dolphins because I do believe that the Dolphins got better. But as far as like being a real like Super Bowl contender, nah. The only Super Bowl contender and playoff damager that I see out of that division is the Bills. Tate, it's on you, man. Who do you got?
Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets.
You got the Patriots second?
Man,
wow.
I got the Patriots second, man.
Wow.
They got a more cohesive team. I mean, Miami got some introduced some talent to the squad. But they got a new coach. Tua's started maybe a handful of games, 6-8 games.
Yeah.
So basically a new starting quarterback. I think Miami will be better. I think the division will be better. But that's with Buffalo winning 13, 14 games, the Patriots winning 9, 10 games, and the Dolphins winning 8, 9 games. So it's tight. Buffalo can run away to the division, and that second place spot is going to be tight. I'm giving the nod to the Patriots because of Belichick.
Makes sense. I can see it. So we could definitely jump to this AFC West. It's the last division we got. AFC West. I'll take this one first, man. Even though he lost some weapons, I still can't go away from the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will win this division. I think the Broncos will be second. Rusty's Rusty, bro. It's hard to beat Rusty in anything. You could play pickup jacks or connect four. Rusty's gonna try to win, and he's a proven winner. And I think barring big time injuries for this program, I think Rusty's second, and I think the Raiders are next, and then the Chargers. I hate to put the Chargers last. Now here's the division that I think may get a couple in. And because I think the Broncos and the Chiefs will actually end up making the playoffs. I don't know if the Raiders will. I'm sorry to say that because I want to see the Raiders have a better year. But man, listen. All I can say is this: here it could go two different ways. Devontae Adams could catch fire, and it just be what him and David Carr could actually go bonkers. They could go bananas, but. I just don't see it happening, man. And that's why I got the Chiefs and I got the Raiders. I got the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chargers. And the Chargers aren't bad. It's just you're in a dogfight, bro. You're in a dogfight. Sports Casual said Mac Jones is him. He's saying Mac Jones is that guy. Mac Jones is that guy. So he believes
Mac Jones is that. That's what Mac Jones. Mac Jones is trash. Is what Mac Jones is. Mac Jones is trash. But keep it pushing, man. Keep it pushing.
All right, Tate. It's on you, man.
Man, it's a tough one, man. I think Devontae Adams is going to find out the difference between Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers. And Derek Carr is a top 10 quarterback. But you're going to find out the difference between playing with the number 10 thrower of the football and the number 1 thrower of the football. So I got the Raiders coming in last, but they're a good team though. But they're going through a transition too. Their defense is not strong. I mean, I ride with a Raiders fan every day to go to my treatments, and I got to hear his mouth every day. The Raiders, we already got a $50 bet on the Raiders and the Chargers, the first game of the year, and the Bengals and and the Steelers. So, and he threw in a bonus bet for it. We got 50 on Ohio State and Notre Dame. So I expect at least come out with 50 that weekend. But I actually got the Chargers number one. We flip flop, Ma.
Yeah,
I got the Chargers number one. I mean, that defense is too stout, man. Derwin James just got paid. Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. They got a couple of beasts in the middle. The one boy that came from Oklahoma last year, and they drafted somebody.
Samuel. They got Asante Samuel.
Yeah, the corner Asante Samuel. Mm-hmm. Man, they loaded, man. And you got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Justin Herbert in his third year.
Yeah,
yeah. I got the Chargers first. I got the Broncos second. I got the Chiefs third. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to find out what it's like not to have Tyreek Hill on the field too. You know what I mean? I mean, Kel's still going to be a problem. They got some decent receivers with Juju and Sky Moore and stuff, but Patrick Mahomes is a beast. But he gonna revert back to like he was at Texas Tech to quite a few more turnovers, I think, for trying to have to force stuff and make stuff happen without that just pure top 5 receiver and number 1 fastest dude on the field in Tyreek Hill. So Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders for me.
It's hard, man. It's a hard one.
Oh, it's a hard one.
It's a hard one.
With everybody winning 8 or 9 games minimum, though.
Yeah, definitely. What you say, G?
I picked the Los Angeles Chargers to win the division. If I had to go 4, this probably gonna mess y'all up. But if I got to go 1 through 4, I'm going Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos. I'm going the Chargers to win the division and the Broncos to finish last in the division. Ooh. I think from an offensive stat, how you're going to win this division is offense. That's how you're going to win. What type of talent?
Who you said again, Big G, from top to bottom?
Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos. How you're going to win the division is what type of offense you can put on the field. And
who has the best defense in that division?
The Los Angeles Chargers, without a shadow of a doubt.
And Broncos number 2.
Broncos is number 2. I thought the Broncos would have been number 1, but then when I started listening and remembering, the Chargers are number 1.
I don't like
who has the best offense in that division.
The Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers.
Better than the Chiefs?
Yes. Yeah.
They still got Edwards there.
But check this out.
They put in Sky Moore and they put in Juju, and he still has Kelsey, Travis Kelsey.
Well, their starting wide receivers is Marquez Valdez-Scantling, McCole Hartman, and Juju Smith-Schuster. That's their starting 3. And then they're going to come off the bench with Sky Moore, a guy named Justin Watson, and then, of course they got Blake Bell and Travis Kelsey playing tight end. So, but the Chargers have 4 legit receivers, a dog running back, and a beast at quarterback, and they probably have the best offensive line in that division too.
I don't know if I call Eckler a dog.
He's not. I don't think he's better than Edwards-Helaire.
And he's not better than Raiders running back too. What's his name?
Josh Jacobs. Well, the deal is this is a contract year for Josh Jacobs, and the possibility that he's going to split carries with a bunch of different guys because they brought guys in that's going to play this year behind Josh Jacobs. So maybe not. But I just like the Chargers. I think Justin Herbert is dangerous. I wouldn't. That's one guy who we don't really know the truth of the story yet, but you can see it coming. You can see his ability to just take over football games coming. You know. And I will say this: if Austin Eckler gets hurt, they got a kid from Texas A&M, and I watched him play in the preseason. His name's Isaiah Spiller. That boy can run the freaking football, right?
Yeah, so Spiller, nice.
Yeah. Isaiah Spiller he's not a scrub. So if something happens to Eckler, go ahead.
He kind of put you in mind as TJ Spiller that played at Texas A&M.
Exactly. So I like the Chargers first, but I will say this: Do not be shocked if Pat Mahomes wins the MVP. Don't be shocked. Because I think this year could be, you're going to see Pat Mahomes throw the ball all over the field. You might see, he might have 30 completions, between 30 and 35 completions, and 5 guys got 6 catches.
Big G.
Right? Yeah.
Big G. You can't win the MVP on a third place team, man.
I picked him second. And so I say, if I had to pick the final 5 for the MVP, the quarterbacks for the Chargers and the Chiefs are the 2 of the 5. The other one is Josh Allen, as far as to win the MVP. And then you take a look around a couple of other dudes. Maybe even Michael Parsons might be in that talk to win the NFL MVP. As far as a defensive player, or T.J. Watt, maybe. But Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Patrick Mahomes, they're going to go at it this year. They're going to go at it, right?
Okay, you guys. So I'm going to save for our next show, I'm going to save your because I want you guys to really give me some really good input on the NFC title game. And then
predictions.
Yes, NFC title game, AFC title game, and then Super Bowl champ. So we'll go on that on our next program. We will definitely dive into that. Parting shots, you guys. Give me your parting shot, Big G.
I got 2, man. Number 1, we're going to see one of the greatest athletes in history retire here in the next couple of months. And I want to give her flowers while she's still playing. I think Serena Williams is the GOAT, and I think when you start talking about athletes, Mount Rushmore, Serena Williams got to go up there, man. Serena is a beast. So she's still playing, but she said she's tired. She said it's time to call it quits and become a mother, family, take care of her, do what she does. So my shout out is to Serena Williams. And thank you for what you provided to us, not just as far as a tennis player, but what you did for the culture and allowing young Black women to really be empowered, because that's what you did. You changed the game for a lot of young Black women. And so thank you, Serena, for doing what you did on the tennis court. And my other shout out is, hey, y'all, next Saturday is college football Saturday. Let's get it in. It's time to play football for real, for real. So, everybody knows I love football, but my passion is for college football. And I'm ready for some of that Saban and SEC bias to get to talking and bringing it up on the show. So let's go for college football starting next Saturday.
All right, Tate, give me your parting shots, man.
Man, I really don't have nothing, man. I'm gonna give it up to you, man, because you said this, and I'm going to agree with you. I don't often agree with you, Ma. You know that. But you said that, and I'm coming around now, that Bijan Robinson, Texas Longhorns, University of Texas Longhorns, Hook 'em Horns, is the best running back in college football. And I'm inclined to agree. I'm going to put that out there before this season starts. Big G, he is, man. I mean, we got our dude, Travion Henderson, but Bijan Robinson is going to be picked first in the draft. He probably got a better shot at the Heisman. And I just got to give it up to Mott. I watched some tape getting ready for the season. Just looked at some highlights and some stuff like that. Number 1 running back in the country, Bijan Robinson.
Wow. Wow.
You don't got to cry about it, man. It'll be all right.
Yeah, he got emotional. He got emotional because the Longhorns got some love on the show. Wow. I
got emotional, man. I definitely got emotional. Tate agreed. That's something else. My parting shot this week, you guys, man, is definitely, I always say it, man. I appreciate you guys for rocking with us, definitely hanging out with the KnoItAllz. But I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a weird NFL season. I think a lot of us have put our picks out and we put our predictions out. But I'm going to tell you, I really feel like in my heart of hearts, there are games that are going to be won and lost on last-second possessions, on weird calls. And so I think, a lot of the things that we've said, I mean, we're taking with a grain of salt, but some of those things are going to come to pass. Others are not. And I'm excited just because of the simple fact that we got some football. And listen, you heard me say this and this is what you should be looking for in when you're watching preseason games. There's one about to come on here in a second. You should be watching those 2s and 3s. The 2s and 3s provide depth. Big G said this earlier. 2s and 3s provide depth for any football team, and you are only as good as your weakest link. On any team, you need to know that. You're only as good as your weakest link. So your starters could be great, but if you don't have the people behind them to back them up, football is a long season. 16 weeks, that's a long season. And you got to know you're going to have to depend on the next guy up, and the next guy up's mentality. You definitely got to have that. And an just unprecedented move. Tate agreed with me, man. I'm blown away. So that's my parting shot. I'm blown away that Tate actually agreed with something I said, which is good. And he finally then came around and listen, Bijan is a Mack truck, and he's really good.
Hey, man, before you get out of here, just record you, because you down there in Texas, man. You've been seeing all these posters Kenyon Martin Jr. making the people, man.
Listen, first of all, the youngster, let's not act like his daddy was sorry.
Oh, no, the number one pick.
Yeah, let's not act like his daddy was sorry. And the apple didn't fall from the tree on that one, man. But these youngsters, I think, let's put it like this: there's not much defense going on. I forget. I seen it, and you guys may have saw the same comment. There was a player from the Euro League that said the best defense is not being played in the NBA; it's being played in the Euro League, and it's saying that the NBA is all flash, so they're all dunks and 3-pointers, and nobody's actually playing defense. And I'm just gonna say that's what I'm seeing from these posters from that kid. A lot of kids are playing Olay defense, like move out the way. Now he done caught some folks. Now he done caught a couple people. Now and I'm looking at him like, why y'all jumping? Please stop.
Why are you jumping? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just don't do it. Just don't throw yourself to the hounds like that. But definitely, I think, and I said what I said because I think when you start to look at it, there's not a lot of defense that's being played. When you see somebody who's playing defense, that guy's special in the NBA, and you don't see a lot of defense now that's being played, and it's like that in AAU and all these summer league games. Just like LeBron pulled up on whatchamacallit yesterday in Seattle, Washington, and went bananas. But I mean, shoot, they wasn't nobody getting in front of LeBron. They were just letting him do it. At Jamal Crawford's. Jamal Crawford had a game that he's hosting there, and he pulled up at Jamal Crawford's and shut it down.
The Crawford or some Crawford's name is in it, and Jason Tatum was there too.
Yeah, it was. But Kenyon Martin Jr. is a bona fide basketball player, man. That you're going to see doing some good things in the NBA here shortly. A lot of those NBA players' sons, man. We know the guys we grew up with, their sons are really talented.
Hey, speaking of which, we gotta get out of here, Big G. But Xavier Simpson signed a contract with the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, he's on the roster, so we know he's going to play. But they got a bunch of guards, so we'll see what type of timing. But the issue is he made it. So congratulations to X.
That's the accomplishment,
you made it.
Right?
That's all that matters is he made it, and that's when at the end of the day. That's all that matters, Mod, it looks like Mod froze up, man. Tate, you see that?
Yeah, man. Go ahead and close us up, man. I guess we're ready. We got our parting shots, right?
Yeah, we sure did. So for Big G, for Tate, and for Mod, man, thank you for tuning in with us. If you like our content, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next Sunday. Thank you for joining us. Peace.
Peace.